Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely gorgeous day. I thought it would be a good idea to come back to my favorite cutting die set and create some cards for Rediscover My Stash series. As you can see in this video, I'm going to work on Polish folk art style on these cards, and for these three cards I used the Altenew set, and as you can see it has a booklet with some information, cutting dies, another cutting dice which is called Wycinanki, which is Papercuts, and a stamp set as well. However, for this video I'm just going to use cutting dice from this Papercuts 3D die set. As you can see, I die cut all the flower elements and I put them in the muffin tray because that is the easiest way to keep all the colors separate. I also die cut the leaves and all the other elements from green card. So I wanted to show you something very special. So if you go to Google and put Polish folk art and go to images, you will see a variety of amazing, beautiful and vivid flowers. I really encourage you to have a look and check totally different designs, and I really hope these flowers will inspire you to create something unique. As you can see, in most of those images there is some kind of symmetry. The colors are very vivid, but they also mirror each other. So let's go back and create our first project. For the first one, I wanted to create something with blues, violets and purples. So I created the big flower and the small flower, and to stick all those small elements together I used a liquid glue. Unfortunately, my favorite liquid glue has finished, so I had to try something new. And to be honest, I'm not really happy with the liquid glue I'm using for this project, but I had to work with what I've got. Okay, so let's go back and create some amazing and beautiful flowers. For this particular card, we are going to put the bigger flower in the corners. And I really encourage you, if you don't have a Reef Builder stencil, you can actually use your cutting mat or glass mat, the one I'm using here, with the grids. They will help you to put all the elements in the right places. This card is slightly smaller than 6 inches, and I was actually looking at the line grids on my mat to see where the flowers should go, just to make sure they are more or less evenly spaced. And as you can see, now I'm putting the smaller flower in between the big flowers. I really like this design. It's super simple but so effective. And with the all elements of flowers you can create absolutely amazing, vivid and bright flowers. You can go monochromatic if you want, or you can go as bright as well. I thought it would be a good idea to add small touches of green color at the top of the smaller flower, just to create a little bit more interest. Small elements work here very nicely, and they give something special, just that a little bit something special here. And as you can see, I'm trying to keep my card lined with the grid on my mat, and that helps me to put all the elements evenly on my card. For this one I chose the sentiment from my stash. Actually it says name day, because we do celebrate name day in Poland, where you actually celebrate the day of your saint, because all the names, if you were baptized in Poland, comes from a saint, and we do celebrate it the same way as everyone celebrates birthday. So we get the cake and we get some presents from our family and friends. So here, as you can see, I put double-sided tape on the back of my white panel and I'm peeling it off using a pokey tool. And I'm going to apply a little bit of liquid glue and then mat and layer on the black card. And that gives that little bit of dimension and more interest to my card. And now I'm going to put it on the card base, which measures 6 by 6 inches. And I really recommend, if you use pokey tool, to peel your tape, because that works amazingly. I was trying to use my nails and I just gave up. Pokey tool is much better. Okay, so here is the look of our first card done. For our second card, I used the same cutting dies, however, I changed the colors slightly. So I used light blue, darker blue, and violet. And that's how my first flower is done for this project. I also created 3 other flowers with the same colors and 2 bigger flowers in purple shades. And for this one, we are actually going to put the 2 bigger flowers, one at the top and one at the bottom, and they will be exactly in the middle. So that's where the grids on your mat go really handy here, because you can actually check where is the middle point of your card. And here I chose 2 3/4 of an inch, just to make sure the flowers were evenly spaced. Now I'm going to put 2 blue flowers at the top and 2 at the bottom. And again, I'm using liquid glue. This one didn't work really nicely, so I had to press a couple of times just to make sure that the flowers were adhered properly to the card. And actually at some point both the flowers and the card were bending, and that really stressed me out. But I worked really hard, and actually when everything dried, both the card and the flowers were completely flat. As you can see, this time I didn't go in a circle. I thought just to mirror the top and the bottom. That's where the symmetry comes here. But I thought it would be a great idea to add something green as well. And as you can see, I'm adhering the green stems here, and I actually really like how they go together. And then I thought, maybe we can add a leaf as well. So I chose the bigger leaves and I put them in between the stems. I really encourage you to have a play with any flower cutting dies you have at home and create totally unique looks. As you can see, I was just checking how it would look like if we turn it 90 degrees. And here I'm putting the word birthday from my stash, and when this is card ready, I can give it to my friend or someone from my family. I thought just to add a little bit of small flowers would add a little bit more to our card. And again, I'm peeling off the double-sided tape from the back of my white panel, and I'm going to adhere it on the black card. That will create a really nice, clean frame for my card. And as you can see, for all my projects today, I chose white background, because this is one of the 2 main backgrounds if it comes to Polish folk art. The first one is always white, the second is black, and then you can also find blue backgrounds, and recently I also saw a red background for all these flowers. So let's go back to our cards, and it's time to create our third card today. Again, I'm using the same cutting dice, and I'm playing with the colors a little bit. For this one, I chose dark pink, purple, and blue. The advantage of using a liquid glue is that you have some time to maneuver all the pieces, which is great. So as you can see here, I've got 4 pink flowers and 4 big orange flowers. And now it's time to play with the design. I thought it would be a good idea to put the orange flower in the middle at the top, and I'll do exactly the same at the bottom and on the left and right. So that will create a really nice symmetry on the card. If you want to play with this style, I really encourage you to check how it looks like from different sides. So you can turn your card any way you want and check which style or design you prefer. With this one, I always start with the bigger flower. It works perfectly because then you know how much space you have left for smaller elements. And as you can see, I'm putting the pink flowers in between the orange flowers in the corners. So I try to make sure that the point at the top of the pink flower is facing the corner of the card. So that's our main design done, and then we can add a little bit of detail and the sentiment. So I also thought it would be a good idea to add a few tiny green bits here. And when you add small elements like these, I recommend that you work with one corner. So as you can see, I just turned my card and I worked in the same corner again. That made my work easier. But if you prefer just to hold your card and add bits in different places, that's absolutely fine. The small green elements are perfect for all these cards, and you can actually put them in anywhere you want on a card. Okay, and now it's time to add a sentiment. Here I chose birthday again, and now it's time to put our white panel on a black card. If you use a liquid glue for your cards, can you please leave the link down below with the one that you're using and that you're really happy with it? Because the one I got this week didn't really work as I wanted. So if you have any recommendation, please share. And here I'm putting my panel on the card base, and our third card is done. I would really like to see some of your projects based with flower cards, or any of the Polish folk art style. I really wonder which one is your favorite. Please let me know down below in the comments. I would really like to see it. Here I wanted to share with you my blog and all the projects I've done with Polish folk art. If you go to my blog, on the right hand side there is a panel with all the labels, and if you just scroll down you will find a label which is just for Polish folklore, which is Polish folk art, and you will see a variety of projects I created over the years. I also use different dies from my stash for some of the projects, and you can see all of them here. As you can see, I don't always use square cards. I also use rectangles as well, and even then you can create amazing symmetry cards. I really love this style, and I really hope I can encourage you to create something similar, or with bright, vivid flowers. I also made some home decor for my family, and I have to say that everyone enjoyed them. I really hope you will have an amazing day. Be creative and please share your makes. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye!